lost, and they feared the one they were in might soon follow. They were determined to stick together, but they could only move as fast as Josephine Harris, the woman they were helping down the stairs.
I kept saying to her, Josephine, your kids and your grandkids want you home today. I said, we got to keep moving.
So she was exhausted and trying to make it down, but progress was excruciatingly slow.
Yeah, step by step. She would take a step, 2 feet on the same step, and another step, 2 feet on the same step.
And I remember looking at the floors on the way down and saying, I'm on 8, I'm on 7, I want out of this building now, let's go.
Urged on by her escorts, leaning on Bill Butler, Josephine Harris was moving as quickly as she could, but having come down from the 73rd floor, her legs were giving out.
I was, just trying to move faster. We have to get out of here. I'm just trying to will her to move a little bit faster. But we weren't going to leave her.
So they did the best they could, inching their way down the stairwell, moving aside to let other firefighters pass, drawing ever closer to the building exit and safety. And then they reached the 4th floor.
That was when Josephine couldn't. She said, that's it, I can't go anymore.
So she stopped there.
She stopped. She stopped at the 4th floor. And very frustrated, I was thinking, I got all my guys in front of me, we got to get out of here.
And that's when everything hit.
And when you say that's when everything hit, what happened?
The noise started again.
That
Heard the rumble. You could feel the rumble.
Their tower was now disintegrating. Hundreds of thousands of tons of cement, steel, and glass began to melt away. And Ladder 6 was still in the stairwell.
The first thing I really felt was the incredible rush of air at my back. And maybe I felt it before everybody else because I was the last guy.
Like a gust of wind behind you.
Gust of wind tunnel. It was the most incredible push at your back that you can feel.
Rumbling sound, this gust of wind, and then what happened?
When I hit the 4th floor landing, I remember the plaque on the door. And that's when the building started shaking, and you heard the rumble. And I said, oh, here we go. This is it for me.
Sal D'Agostino lurched toward a doorway, thinking its metal frame might protect him from what was to come.
I didn't even make it to the doorknob. The door got blown open at me. Just missed my face, hit my shoulder, and that's when the gust of wind blew me backwards. I got on my side and I crawled to the doorway, and then I just laid there. And waiting for it to come. I said, this is it. This is horrible, and this is it. And I said a prayer.
You were ready to die at that point, expecting to die.
Yeah, I kept waiting to get hit. Kept waiting to get hit with something really big.
Tommy, what do you remember?
I remember I was on the stairs with Josephine, and I imagine we got knocked down the stairs. I just remember laying down and, okay, this is it. What's it going to feel like? I said, this is how it ends for me. I just kind of like covered my head, and it's just, it was just shaking and everything coming down and the noise. It was terrible.
We're like ragdolls getting tumbled, and I had that feeling of falling too.
After clearing those civilians around the 12th floor, Chief Picciotto had joined up with Ladder 6.
When this happened, I got hit, I fell. My wife and my children flashed in front of me, and then I prayed. I said, please, God, make it quick, because I just knew, that we weren't going to survive. And I wanted to die quick.
I felt the floor actually moving. It felt like I was in a funhouse almost, the way the thing started heaving a little bit.
I remember covering up and saying, this is it, and, my kids, my wife, my family, I thought it was over myself. It rumbled, and it was pitch black, and then the next thing I know, I remember the dust starting to clear some, and I'm wondering if I'm, where am I? Am I here? Am I not here? I was guessing. I didn't know at that point.
Were you all wondering? Am I alive? Am I dead? Where am I? What happened?
Stunned.
The dust and smoke was so thick. I remember gagging, pulling something out of my mouth, and gagging really bad, and couldn't get a gasp of air.
We all had at least 6 inches of dust on us that we had to use our fingernails to get out of our eyes and our mouths.
Had it occurred to any of you that this building could come down like that?
No.
It was the furthest thing from my mind, the building coming down. I didn't think that building could come down.
When we continue, evacuate was too exhausted to go any further. The fourth floor was as far as they got. For all of them, it would be the luckiest break of their lives. The North Tower had crumbled, following its twin by about 30 minutes. Coated with concrete dust and debris, the firefighters looked like ghosts, but they were alive, all of them.
I was like pushed into the corner, and I was kind of pinned up against the wall by, there was a lot of drywall falling. And once I was able to lift that off, I found Josephine was at my feet, and she was alive.
And she was moaning, you know, help me, help me. So I told Billy, we have to get her out. Because she had a bunch of sheetrock and debris on her.
We got the sheetrock off of her, and the captain said to me, Billy, put a full body harness on her. So I put a full body harness on her, and we had to pick her up and slide her down the drywall.
Slid it down to me.
Yeah, we slid her down like a half a floor length, thinking, okay, guys, you know, get up, you know, dust yourself off, let's get out of here now.
But which way was out? They were scattered along what was left of the stairwell between the second and fourth floors, their small pocket of safety, one of the few spaces in the building that wasn't crushed in the collapse. As workers continue to clear away the rubble, you can actually see it now. Trapped with them, a Port Authority police officer and a couple of firefighters from other units. Captain Jonas did a quick survey. As best he could tell through the heavy smoke and dust, the stairwell above them was blocked, and they couldn't go down either.
Where I landed was where it stopped. That's where all the rubble, all the cement, the sheetrock settled on my half landing between the first and second floor. So that's where I was, and there was no way out going down.
They seemed to be in a safe haven, but with a constant threat of a secondary collapse. How long would it hold?
While I'm walking on the stairway, I think it was Mike that said, Cap, just be careful going up there. When you went up there, the stairway was shaking.
Be careful how you move, where you go.
Don't move. And we were hearing explosions. We were hearing rumblings right after this happened. Where I was, there was like a little hole in that double sheetrock wall, and I could see out, and all I could see is twisted I-beams and steel, like just a big maze of wreckage. That was like no man's land. We didn't know what that was.
Remember, that day, the stairwell was not exposed as you see it here. It was surrounded by tons of fallen debris that rose like mountains around it. Inside the stairwell, darkness. Did anyone know where they were? Would anyone hear their calls for help? In the captain's words, the stairwell had become their life raft.
So we just decided to stay put, and then we kind of transferred into more of a survival mode for a while. Rich gave the order, says everybody shut off their radios. Because basically we're thinking, we're going to need these batteries tomorrow.
Long-term survival.
We might be here for a couple of days.
Still ahead.
Operation to Ladder 6. Okay, James, sorry. One more time, what is your location? Tower 1, which is the tower.
I was telling them, we're in World Trade Center, Tower number 1. You enter through the glass doors, you make a right. Stairway B is the first stairway on the left. We're between the second and fourth floor. And I heard one fireman reply, he says, where's the North Tower?